Today, we delve into a highly disputed and intricate topic, the Israel-Palestine conflict. This is a story that dates back to the late 19th century, and it's a tale woven with threads of history, key players, and the current scenario. It's a narrative that has seen the rise of Zionism, the establishment of the British Mandate for Palestine, and the influx of Jewish immigration. It's a chronicle of escalating tensions, violence, and community displacement. But have you ever pondered upon how Israel came into existence as a state? The journey begins in the late 19th century, amid the rise of Zionism and the movement for Jewish nationalism. This was a time when Jewish people, faced with anti-Semitism and persecution, started to rally for a nation of their own, a safe haven, a homeland. Around the same time, the British Mandate for Palestine was established in the aftermath of World War I. This mandate saw an influx of Jewish immigrants to the region, attracted by the prospect of a Jewish state. However, this immigration led to escalating tensions between the Jewish and Arab populations, who had been cohabitating the land for centuries. This friction often erupted into violence, causing the displacement of communities and deepening the divide. In 1947, the United Nations stepped in with a proposed solution, a partition plan to create separate Jewish and Arab states in Palestine. But this plan was not accepted by all. Arab leaders rejected the proposal, leading to the Arab-Israeli War of 1948. The fallout of this war was significant. It led to the creation of the State of Israel and the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians in an event known as the Nakba, or catastrophe. Years turned into decades, and the conflict saw multiple wars, uprisings, and peace negotiations. The Six-Day War in 1967, the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, and the failed Camp David summit in 2000, each marked a chapter in this ongoing saga. The issue of Palestinian statehood, the status of Jerusalem, and the right of return for Palestinian refugees remain the key points of contention between the two sides. These historical events have set the stage for the ongoing conflict. They provide context for the deep-seated grievances, the claims and counterclaims, the hopes and fears that shape the Israeli and Palestinian narratives. Understanding this history is crucial if we are to grasp the complexities of the present and the challenges of the future. Now let's turn our attention to the key players in this complex drama. On one side we have Israel, a democratic state in the Middle East. It boasts a robust economy and a formidable military, thanks in part to the backing of a key ally, the United States. However, it's not just about military might. Israel's approach to the conflict has been significantly shaped by its policy of settlement expansion in the occupied territories. This policy has been a point of contention, drawing widespread criticism from the international community. Yet, Israel's stance is also deeply influenced by security concerns, including the looming threat of terrorism from Palestinian militant groups. On the other side of the equation, we have Palestine, a non-member observer state at the United Nations. Palestine's aspiration for recognition as an independent state is a major driving force in this conflict. The Palestinian Authority, which governs parts of the West Bank, plays a crucial role in this endeavor. However, the situation in Palestine is not monolithic. The Gaza Strip, for instance, is controlled by Hamas, a militant group that's been designated as a terrorist organization by both Israel and the United States. This adds another layer of complexity to the conflict. Despite the challenges, Palestinian leaders remain steadfast in their call for an end to the occupation and the realization of their national aspirations. In between these two key players, we have the United States, a powerful ally of Israel. The US has a significant influence on the course of the conflict, providing Israel with substantial military, economic, and diplomatic support. This alliance adds an international dimension to the conflict, further complicating the path to resolution. These players, with their unique roles and goals, continue to shape the course of the conflict. Each player, with their distinct motivations and strategies, contributes to the ongoing dynamic of this intricate conflict. As we navigate through the labyrinth of the Israel-Palestine conflict, understanding these key players and their roles is essential. They not only shape the current state of affairs, but also hold the potential to steer its future course. Fast forward to the present day, 2024, where do we stand now? The Israeli-Palestinian conflict not only persists but intensifies, echoing the centuries-old clamor for self-determination within the territory of the former Mandatory Palestine. The military and political discord remains as potent as ever, with the Gaza Health Ministry reporting a chilling rise in casualties. In the last 24 hours alone, the death toll has surged by 78, as innocent Palestinians find themselves caught in the crossfire of Israeli attacks. This brings the total fatalities to a staggering 30,878, a grim testament to the scale and severity of this enduring conflict. Yet the violence is not the only source of tragedy. In the city of Rafah, 5 individuals lost their lives, not to the ravages of war, but to the unforeseen danger of airdropped aid packages. These lifelines, intended to provide much-needed relief, instead turned deadly, crushing their recipients in a cruel twist of fate. Meanwhile, in Gaza City, 2 more lives were claimed, not by enemy forces, but by faulty air packages. It's a stark reminder that even in the midst of conflict, the mundane and the accidental can be just as lethal as the deliberate and the malicious. These are the realities of the current situation, a daily struggle for survival against not just the overt threats of military aggression, but also the covert threats of insufficient aid and faulty relief measures. It's important to remember that these figures are not just numbers on a page, but represent real people, with real lives, real hopes, and real dreams. Each one is a story cut short, a voice silenced too soon, a life that could have been, and yet, in the face of such adversity, the human spirit remains unbroken. The quest for self-determination continues, fueled by an unquenchable thirst for freedom and justice. The people of Palestine, despite the odds, continue to hope, continue to fight, and continue to dream of a better tomorrow. In the midst of it all, the quest for self-determination continues. In conclusion, the Israel-Palestine conflict is a deeply embedded and complex issue with no easy solutions. It's a historic and ongoing struggle rooted in the late 19th century, sparked by the rise of Zionism and the movement for Jewish nationalism. The British mandate for Palestine after World War I only added fuel to the fire, leading to increased Jewish immigration, escalating tensions, and violence between Jewish and Arab populations. The United Nations Partition Plan in 1947, the Arab-Israeli War, the establishment of the State of Israel, the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. These are all key historical moments that have shaped the conflict as we know it today. This conflict has seen multiple wars, uprisings, and peace negotiations, with the issue of Palestinian statehood, the status of Jerusalem, and the right of return for Palestinian refugees remaining as the main points of contention. Key players in this conflict range from the democratic state of Israel with a strong military and economy, to Palestine, a non-member observer state at the United Nations, striving for recognition as an independent state. The Israeli government's policy of settlement expansion in the occupied territories, and the Palestinian leaders' call for an end to the occupation and the realization of their national aspirations, are just a few of the many factors that complicate this issue. Fast forward to 2024, the conflict is still ongoing, with an alarming death toll and a desperate call for self-determination echoing through the territory of the former Mandatory Palestine. But what can you do from the comfort of your home to support the cause you believe in? Well, one small step could be subscribing to our channel. By doing so, you're showing your support and staying informed. We encourage you to share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let's foster a space of respectful dialogue and understanding. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. The more we talk about these issues, the more we can contribute to the conversation. Remember, your voice matters. Let it be heard. Thank you for watching.